What's cracking, guys? Omar Esoff here, back with another video. In this video today, I got a very special guest. I got Brian Alsruhe here from neversay.com, a strongman competitor. First heard about him from my boy Alan Thrall. He is someone now that has a YouTube channel. Like I said, he's a strongman competitor. He has a 700-pound squat, a 500-pound bench press, a 310-pound strict overhead press, and a 400-pound push press. He's putting out phenomenal content. If you're not subscribed, I think you should be subscribed. I'm going to link his channel in the description. But he reached out to me. He's a great dude. He's going to be doing a video all about the overhead press. You know, my goal this year is to press 110 kilos, 242 pounds. I figure why not get one of the strongest dudes out there to make a video on the overhead press and also the push press, how to get better. If you like this video, make sure to like the damn video. And if you want to see more Brian on this channel, just leave a comment below. With that being said, I'll let him do the talking.
What's up, people? My name is Brian Alsruhe, and since you were looking at my ugly mug instead of Omar's beautiful face, that means that he was gracious enough to let me put out a video on his channel. Thank you, Omar. Just quick background about me. I am a 231 strongman competitor who is thinking about getting into powerlifting this year. My best lifts are a 700-pound squat, a 505-pound bench press, a 710-pound deadlift, and what we're going to be talking about today, I have two different overhead presses. One is a 400-pound with leg drive, and then the other one is 310-pound strict. And as many of you can tell, I am not a young man. I have been doing this for 23 years, so I've made just about every single mistake that you could possibly make, but hopefully I can impart a little bit of my knowledge so that you guys do not make the same mistakes I do, and you guys can go on and surpass any of my numbers in no time at all. I'm an old man. But like I said earlier, I am going to be talking about the overhead press today, both strict and one with leg drive. Now, there are some commonalities between the two where you guys will be able to use the same cues for each of them. However, there is going to be some stuff in the setup and the bar placement that is going to be a little bit different, so I'm going to cover that in hopes that you guys hit some overhead press PRs. I would appreciate that because that would make me look good. So before we get into the technical stuff, I just want to say if you are interested in having a bigger overhead press with leg drive, like a push press or a jerk, this is especially important for people involved in the strongman world because every single time that you put a weight above your head, it's considered an overhead press. It does not matter how you get it there. It gets kind of ugly. So if a big push press or jerk is your end goal, know that the strict press is going to help you. And conversely, the strict press, if that is your end goal, then the push press or jerk will help that. They definitely both complement each other. All that's gonna change is a little bit of the setup and the bar placement. But first, here are a couple things that are common between the two. Number one, you're gonna wanna set up the bar with your hands just slightly outside of your shoulders. You don't want them so wide that your arms make out a Y, and you don't want them so narrow so that you're doing like a close grip bench press. You wanna think of your arms like pillars on a building. They want to be straight up and down. That is how you're gonna support the most weight. Number two, you're gonna wanna get your breath before you get under the bar, whether it be a strict press or a push press. When you unrack that bar, how that feels in your hands is gonna greatly determine how well you do on the lift, as with most things. And you're never gonna get as much air into your belly when you're breathing and bracing under a load in the front rack position than you are without it. So I grab the bar, I get my breath, I get underneath the bar, pick it up and walk it out, all while holding my breath. Once I'm out there, I flex my butt. That is massively important because it's gonna link up your entire posterior chain and it's gonna make that bar feel better on your shoulders. If you're not flexing your butt, I can guarantee that you are leaving pounds out there somewhere in the ether like unicorns and rainbows. I guess rainbows are real. But all of those cues will work on both the push press and the strict press, so you can use them interchangeably between the two. Now, those two movements are two completely different animals. Do not get them confused. One is a total body movement, one is pretty much a delt and tricep movement, if you're doing it right. So first up, let's talk about the push press. So, like I said before, you are going to get under the bar. Now, since a push press involves your legs, you want as much biomechanical support underneath the barbell as possible. For that reason, you're going to rest the bar right on the front of your delts. right back here behind your anterior delt. In a push press, if the bar is sitting in your hands, you're getting weak energy transfer and you are leaving a lot of pounds out there. Do not leave pounds out there. Don't be that guy. So once you have that bar placed on your shoulders and out of your hands, it's actually resting on top of your fingers. Your fingers will not be closed around the bar for this unless you have some extreme mobility. But for me personally, it's just resting in my hands and I will catch the bar later. Right now, all the weight is supported on the front of my delts, having biomechanical structure and bone and muscle all underneath of it. Once you are there, get your big belly breath and walk that bar out. Now for the push press, you want your elbows facing more forward than you do down. Not completely forward, but pretty close. But once you have that bar walked out, before you let go of that breath, make sure you are flexing your butt to fire that posterior chain, just like I talked about in those common cues. From there, it gets very, very simple. You literally push your knees outward. Do not push them forward. That is a massive mistake that a lot of people make. If you drive your knees forward, that bar is gonna come forward. If you push your knees out, you can keep your body more upright and you will get more energy into the press. Now, the reason why you want the bar supported on your shoulders and not in your hands for a push press is because when you drop down for the dip and drive, if it is in your hands, your arms are going to give some. They just are. There's absolutely no getting around that whatsoever. Your arms are not strong enough to hold a decent amount of weight in front of you when you dip your legs and you try to reverse it. That centrifugal force is going to continue to go down while you're trying to tell it go up. That typically will make the bar push out in front of your face and is not going to get you a good press. So you walk the bar out, and before you let go of that breath, you flex your butt. You kept your elbows pointing forward. At this point, you pushed your knees outward and then you drove up. From here, you want that bar position to push towards a plane directly in line with the back of your head. You do not want to push behind your head. You do not want to push in front of your head. You want to push kind of back on an angle. In order to do that, you have to pick up your chin or pack your neck, or else you're gonna hit yourself in the chin and you're gonna have to see a dentist. So to get your chin out of the way, either you flip it up for a split second. Once that bar reaches to like your eye to your forehead level, you are driving your head back underneath the bar, or you pack your neck. And all that packing your neck is pretending like you have 3 chins. So you're pushing your neck back in the most unappealing position ever. And then as the bar is going up, you literally catch it in your hands. Your legs throw it off you. Your hands start to grab it as you go up. And then as you get higher and higher up, your hands catch it. And hopefully, if everything went well, you are standing at lockout. So quick recap. Walk the bar out. Keep your breath in until you flex your butt. Once you're there, you can take shallow breaths. Bars should be supported on your shoulders, not in your hands. From there, you push your knees outward slightly, drive up, push to a line directly at the back of your head, throw and catch that bar, and you should have a push press PR. It might take you a little bit of practice, but once you get it, I can guarantee you that this is gonna add 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds to your overhead press. Like I said at the beginning of the video, my numbers are a 400-pound overhead press with leg drive, like a push press. And my strict press is 310 pounds. That means I am getting 90 pounds out of my legs. With a little bit of practice, you probably can do the exact same thing. Now, as we move on to strict press, a couple things are gonna change. Number one, you are going to be squeezing that bar as hard as you possibly can. Your body works like an electrical circuit. All right, so if you can't open a jar, squeeze the jar. If both of your hands are flexed as tight as they can, you will gain a couple percentage points in power. And this goes for everything from pull-ups to deadlifts to bench press to the overhead press. You want to be squeezing the bar as hard as you can to try to engage as many muscle fibers as you possibly can. So you're squeezing the bar as hard as you can, and you want your hands just outside your shoulders, very, very similar to the push press. But you want your arms perpendicular to the bar so that it's like pillars on a building. They're gonna support the most weight when they are straight up and down. Now, if you're going for a 1 to 3 rep max, your breath is gonna be massively important. I like to get my breath beforehand, and then I get under the bar, take a couple steps out, drive the bar above my head before I breathe. If I need to rebreathe, I get my breath up top. So if you're going for multiple reps on the strict press, go for as many reps as you possibly can on that first breath. Once you figure out that you need a little bit of air, because people need air to survive, then do not let that air out or take more air in until you're at lockout. So let's say you knock out 3 reps and then you need to pause up top, get a breath, drop in, hit and go. Do it again, do it again, do it again for the prescribed number of reps. Now for the strict press, rather than the bar sitting on your shoulders, this one you do want the bar in your hands. However, when I say your hands, I mean the heel of your hand. If you guys think about if you were going to punch, right? You would not punch somebody like this. I feel stupid just for doing that. You punch with your bones in alignment. So when you have a hold of this bar, either you grip it and you turn so that your whole wrist goes like this and your elbows are pointed straight down, or it is sitting on the heel of your hand and you're trying to get as much grip on that barbell as you possibly can. Both ways work, and it's gonna be personal preference for you to figure out which one works best for you. All right, so to recap the strict press, you get a big belly breath. You should be squeezing the bar as hard as you can and have your hands in a good placement. You get that big belly breath, you get under the bar, you walk it out, you flex your butt. From there, flexing your butt makes such a massive difference on the strict press, it's not even funny. Your lats should be flared, giving you the biggest platform and foundation, just like foundation on a house, the biggest foundation that you can possibly get, and then you're driving that bar above your head. And if you're doing multiple reps, you get as many reps as possible out of that first breath, and then you get your breath up top, touch and go. Just hit and go. Rinse and repeat. All right guys, so there you go. There are some tips that will hopefully help you hit some new overhead press PR numbers. Like I said, I really appreciate it because if you guys go out and hit PRs, it is going to make me look pretty good. But I do want to take a serious moment and just thank Omar for this opportunity to showcase my stuff on your channel, man. I am a big fan. I love your stuff and I am overwhelmed and honored that you would ask me to do this. So thank you. I hope some of you found this helpful. If you guys need more instruction on the overhead press and its variations, I have complete videos breaking down much more in depth both of those movements on my page. I would really appreciate if you guys go check those out. If you guys are there, you might as well subscribe too, because that'd be nice. But thanks for listening to me, guys. Until I see you again, go out, do something amazing, realize, keep working hard, be nice to each other, people, and I'll catch up with you then.
Well guys, that is all the time we have. My thanks to Brian for doing this video. Make sure to check out his channel. Stop the video right now. Go subscribe. He's putting out phenomenal content. I like to turn this into a series. What else would you like to see Brian cover next? I think his channel is underrated. I'd like to have him back on. So my thanks to him for doing this video. It was great. If you liked the video, I'm looking right at you. You made it all the way to the end of the video. What are you waiting for? Like the damn video. And I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.